Don't know how well this will turn out. I'm dreaming of doing this at 122 Ranch Drive. So the compost pile is cranking along well, and I took the top and I set it to the side, and I also had some trimmings, tomato vines and sweet potato vines from gardens around. So I take the top off, set it to the side. It's going to go in the middle. I took the middle. I want you to see this here. Look at these leaves here. I just think they're awesome. These are the leaves off this big tree here in the yard, and man, they're just really nice, thick, white. It's real hot too, you know, it's in the center, but that fungus likes the heat too, if it has the right conditions. I mean, look at that. So they keep talking all over and over and over again, beating it home, wanting the compost to come out with a 1-to-1 fungal to bacterial biomass, right? A lot of composts are heavily bacterial, and a lot of garden soils, and so you have a lot of weed problems and stuff. And then with your trees, you know, my big wanting to have those peach trees with their, see if just having a more fungal to bacterial, higher ratio of fungus to bacteria will help with all the, you know, any of that yellowing of the leaves. Look at that. Fantastic. I know I've noticed this before, but there's a big difference between this and then sometimes that whitish gray layer you'll get on the edge of a pile, or a couple inches into a pile, if it's going anaerobic. That's an actinobacteria. So, but this is in the center. Woo, it's hot in there, and I don't have my thermometer is now broken. I'll have to get another one when we get back to the States, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. I love it. So I think the whole key is, and it was pretty cool in one of their videos, they were talking about, and they were, well, our first recipes, you know, back when blah, 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 it was 25% this, you know, and, you know, like manures and stuff, and that's just too much. You just don't need that much. So I think you have a real blessing having that, all that woody mulch available. You don't need much green stuff. You can grow enough green stuff to have your lawn clippings, and then you just need a touch of manure, maybe none really, but she always puts about 1/10 of, she call it, you know, party or kick it off foods. Anyways, Pops, loving you, thinking of you. So then you put the hot middle on the ground, right? So you've taken the top and part over the sides, set it to the side. They put it on a tarp, but I don't have a tarp, so set the top and the middle to the sides. You know, it didn't get hot enough. Take the hot middle, put it on the bottom, put that top stuff into the center so it can get super hot, then put the bottom on the top of the pile. Then, of course, the next time you'll take that, what was the bottom and is now is the top, set it aside, and then take that middle, put it on the bottom. Then you take that top, that was the bottom. Now once you turn the pile 2 times, every part of the pile gets a chance to be in the center. That's the whole idea. Sorry if I'm beating a dead horse. I probably already said all this. It makes sense though. Love you, Dad. Happy gardening. Oh, my other little aside is, I was wondering about, they also talk about having perennial covers in the garden, right? Never uproot plants, like you just chop and drop. Okay, but so your old spent garden stuff, you don't pull it out and get rid of it. You just chop it off at the ground, let the roots die in the ground, you know, and don't tear up your soil. And then the other thing is perennial covers. I was wondering if that buffalo grass, it's not the most invasive creeping grass, and it's a native. It's got nice deep roots. If it would be a good perennial cover, along with maybe crimson clover, alfalfa, you know, a low-growing perennial cover that also has great root systems that go deep, and they stay living year-round, and they're always, you know, got that relationship going of making sugars from the sun, putting those down into their roots, and they're exuding the sugars and proteins and carbohydrates and feeding the soil that they want to feed and attracting the bacteria and the fungi and on up the food chain it goes in the soil, attracting the right guys, and they're there all the time, and you're not chopping and killing and slicing and dicing all your good guys in the soil. So I was just thinking about perennial cover crops in Texas. They don't call them cover crops now. They call them perennial plant covers or perennial cover plants. I don't know. Anyways, love you, Dad.